Hello, and welcome to Zephyr's Healing Podcast. I am happy to announce the very first podcast out of many that I intend to record for you so that we could discuss more about health and well-being, as this is one of the topics I've always been passionate about. My friends and family know that I have been interested in this topic and have continuously researched, discussed, and even advised them on what to do. Very often this has helped, so I have decided to make my voice accessible to many other people who might be interested in finding out how can they better their health, their well-being, their change their mind, think positively. So these are all the areas that I am going to touch upon in my podcast and share with you the secrets of the nature that has been kept away from us, from the general public for many, many years, in terms of not being made widely accepted and widely applicable as we should, because we should be closer to nature. We should be closer to the source that has created us and has provided us with this vital energy, vital force of energy that is present in our bodies is referred to differently in various ancient traditions. For example, in Chinese tradition, this is referred to as qi, and in Japanese tradition, this is referred to as ki. In Sanskrit, on the other hand, this is called prana, but essentially they are all the same basic force that pushes us to come into this world and to live and to breathe and to enjoy this life. And the lack of this source, the lack of this energy brings us to sickness, and lack of vitality, lack of energy is what in modern day culture we call disease. A disease in general is illness. However, if you look at the root of the word, and as a linguist, I always pay attention to the words, and the word dis-ease means that something is bothering you, that something is not letting you live peacefully, that there is a disturbance of ease in your life, which can also bring you to disbalance. The lack of balance, the lack of harmony, the lack of calmness, all these factors, external stimuli, can affect your health consciously or unconsciously. And very often we are unable to avoid these external factors, and hence knowing the secrets of these traditions of our ancient culture and knowledge can help us bring us back to the balance. Unfortunately, modern day medicine does not take into consideration the root causes of our disease, and very often doctors don't even have time to talk to us to understand the underlying cause. For example, in the UK, if you go to the general practitioner, he can only spend 5 minutes maximum to listen to your complaints and to your concerns. And I wonder, how much can you understand in 5 minutes what's happening to that person and the cause of the symptoms? And therefore, we need to go back to these traditions, choose a modality that is closer to your heart, and follow this wisdom. Of course, I do not want to depreciate the advancement of modern day technology and healthcare. However, this is only very significant in very acute emergency situations, and they can be life-saving. However, when we talk about chronic illnesses or things that are long-term affecting your health, then modern medicine can do very little, except that they can help you alleviate the symptoms or even suppress the symptoms. But the suppression does not mean treatment. The more you suppress the symptoms, the more your body is going to fight back. And therefore, what we need to do is to ask the very important question: what is your body telling you? Why is it aching? Why is it's actually talking to you? So you need to take care of your body and listen to it, because it's never ever too late if you have listened to your body and have tried to respond to its demands. My first very conscious choice to follow nature and natural ways of healing myself came really early. I was only 16 when I was prescribed a medication for the first time in my conscious years. And as an innocent person, I was believing and expecting this medication to be a real way of treatment, a real way of treating a certain condition. However, I was really wrong, because when I came home and I opened up the prescription, I read the description of the medication and also found out that it has more side effects than it has positive effects on your body. I was, to be honest, in real shock, because I never knew what a medication is before that. I always thought that a medication is a pill that is going to sort out all the problems. However, I realized it actually can cause a lot more problems than actually solve it. And I refused to take it. I was very lucky that my parents allowed me at that very early stage of my life to make a decision in terms of my health. And I just said, I'm not going to take this, and I'm going to find another way of bringing my body into balance. Of course, it took a few years, but my persistence and my trust in and my hope that there is a way, a different way, not the way that everyone is accepting and that everyone believes in. And of course, it took me maybe I can't remember exactly, maybe it took me 5 years or so. But eventually, I found through research and thanks to internet, I think at the time, the internet wasn't very common. So it was 1998. So in those times, there wasn't enough resources as there is now. And so when the internet became popular and I was able just to sit down and to research and to read responses and to read how people responded, I found there are natural herbal medicine that is ready to just help. Simply. That help is actually amazing, because what it does to your body, what the herbal medicine does to your body is amazing. It just supports your natural functions of the body to produce whatever hormones it needs. It helps basically support the functions of your organs to produce whatever is needed to produce for that particular or specific disease, or for that condition, or for that discomfort, to restore your body's balance. And that's the beauty of naturopathy and the herbal medicine. And So if I only knew about this secret, it wouldn't take me 7 years, because after taking the herbal uh, remedies, it took only 2 or 3 months just to eliminate any symptoms. And it happened to me again and again. And if it's not a very serious, it could become, if you leave it and you don't follow up with what's happening to your body, it might eventually turn to a very, very serious problem. However, at the beginning, in the beginning stages of the discomfort, I don't want to call it a disease, because this is a terminology that's been given to modern conditions. But so basically, if you eliminate the root causes very early in this process, although the first time it took me 7 years, I was very young, so it didn't develop into something very serious. And so things like allergies, which is actually serious and can become a very serious condition. And it was becoming a serious condition because allergy is another thing that I have cured twice in my lifetime. And there were totally different allergies, and the basically the periods that it happened to me is between 15 years. So basically the first time I ever experienced an allergy was 15 years ago or more. I would say 20 years ago. And then 20 years later, I got another allergy which was completely which had different symptoms, dermatological. I will tell you more about this perhaps in a separate podcast. But what I want to say is that let's take the allergies. Allergies, according to the modern medicine, are not treatable. And hence, modern medicine can only prescribe you pills that will eliminate the symptoms when you take the pill for a day or two, and then it can come back. And so I have tried conventional medicine, both here in the UK, in Armenia, and of course they have the same protocols almost everywhere. It can be a bit better in one country and less in another, but overall approach is the same. They have the same protocols for everything. They have the same drugs that function in the same way. And by the way, another topic of discussion will be the discussion of the function of the drugs. Of course, I'm not a pharmacist, but the description of the drugs I've read, and most of the drugs have the same function. They all suppress one or the other function of an organ of a body. So yes, I mean, what I want to say is this is a very, very exciting discovery. Maybe for some people it's completely normal, but for those who do not trust or do not believe in herbal medicine, and or for those people who have tried everything and not succeeded with the conventional medicine, don't lose your hope, because you are definitely going to find an answer if you look it outside the box, if you look outside the conventional and traditional medicine. That's all for today, and I hope to see you soon on my next episode. And if you have any specific topics, I will be happy to include in my upcoming episodes. The next topic I believe I'm going to dedicate to allergies. This is Zephyr's Healing Podcast, and I'll see you next week. Bye!